Hello and welcome everyone to Blue Ring
Ring
Rumble number 8.
Rumble!
I'm your commentator Olivia, and today I'll be joined with Almies. Say hello.
Hi! Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Blue Ring Rumble! I'm very
Alright.
excited. This is gonna be so much fun.
Indeed. First match will be against ASC Niji versus It's Too Late for This Dog.
Their names are getting the group names are getting way too silly. I cannot handle this.
They're very silly. It's too
Very
late for them.
silly.
But first, we will be starting off with Rainmaker Crab Leg Capital. This is a map
Torture.
I do not like in the slightest, but apparently people like it.
People unironically like crab leg.
I mean, it's
Side-eye.
usually run in a lot of like map pools and tournaments, so there's
In
at least
tournaments,
some
yeah.
kind of like integrity. I personally hate it.
It's fine, I guess. Like, it's playable sometimes. It's playable sometimes.
Playable sometimes. I think
But-
it makes me walk a little too much, and I'm not big on exercise, so
For real.
I don't like
But-
walking.
Walking is, I guess walking is fun, especially when it's like a good scenery. And I think, but I don't think crab leg provides that. It's not giving the aesthetic. It's not aesthetically giving.
Indeed. These are two teams I'm not all that familiar with. With AC Niji being quite a common name you'd hear if you played Ludi at the time. With multiple ASC Niji teams, with I think some of the strongest being ASC Tenchi or Kumo. I don't remember which set of Tenchi. Yeah, Tenchi. I don't really know which set of members this ASC Niji is, but I think we'll be in for quite a show.
I am sure of it. I am absolutely sure that we're gonna be in for a great show. I think I am very sure that the teams that we're gonna have playing right now are gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire.
Indeed. Looking at the teams, these are some quite strong members in both the OCE scene and the overseas scene.
Yeah, some strong players we have. This is gonna be a doozy. I'm really excited to see them splat it out.
Okay, as we are waiting for them to ready up, let's talk about the next few maps. Splat Zones and Maker Mart. I love Maker Mart.
I am a Maker Mart warrior. I am a Maker Mart warrior.
Oh my god.
I live, breathe, and eat Maker Mart. It's in my blood.
I love Maker Mart too, especially as a Tri-Slusher main. This is my playground with just a lot of just varying cover
Ups and downs.
terrain.
Yeah.
A lot of just terrain, good terrain where you can just move around, easy to make flanks, but also just providing just a lot more equal playing field.
Oh, the game
Alright.
has begun!
We are now be moving into the game of AC Niji versus It's Too Late for This Dog.
Woo! Get ready, folks. The comps are very interesting.
Indeed,
I am genuinely in love with H3. Genuinely.
Yeah, it is quite a unique pick. Both teams going out for both backless comps. One pulling out the H edit, and one having range as their longest weapon.
It's beautiful, honestly. The range blaster goes down. It has taken off both. Both sloshing machine and range are down from team ASC. So Too Late for That Dog is starting the push.
Indeed. Dog has now made their push, going for the checkpoint, but it seems like ASC Niji has another thing going for them, stopping them from taking the right checkpoint, and it seems like Dog has opted out for the left checkpoint, but it seems like they're going to be pushed back quite quickly by
What a
Goose
maneuver!
Crab.
What a bamboozle! Now they are fighting for mid. Most of the paint is on Dog's team. But I think they're gonna do good. I'm very hopeful of both teams. One of them jumps out while the splash is completely dead. Range has a special, but the Rainmaker has reset.
And it seems like Dog has quite the dominant control over the map, with AC Nietzsche going out for a desperate Booyah Bomb to stop the Rainmaker from moving further than they already have. But it seems like this 3v3 is not going in the favor of Dog, with their Rainmaker getting taken out by the crowd. This is AC Nietzsche's opportunity to turn the tables and get the lead.
Now they're starting their push, and they're super close to the checkpoint, and they have it. They have the checkpoint, and they're gonna continue the push. Very brave, jumping onto the snipe and the plat. Now they're gonna. Oh, the Rainmaker's dead. How interesting.
And
2 down on Niji team.
And it seems like AC Niji's push for the lead will end at 34 points, with AC Niji actually dominating against Dog once again, making their way through into their base, pushing them back, taking out the H3. I think this might be Nishi's opportunity to go for more points and potentially a knockout.
Sloshing machine is...
Just to say that, 2 members of AC Nichi go down. My commentator's curse is always accurate. No matter what I say, it will bite me in the ass eventually.
Well, let's hope it doesn't. Let's hope our predictions go well. Oh, that Dog is taking the Rainmaker and running for it, getting a 45, but their push will stop there.
No, but it seems like they still have the opportunity to continue that push, because only the other team's Zap is on the field, and it seems like the other team's Zap was good enough to take out the Rainmaker, allowing for the rest of AC Ninja to come back and try and push out Dog from their base, and it seems like it's
but
not
it looks
working
like
with
Dog
2
is
members.
gonna get the pop.
Yeah.
Damn. So close to the lead. Dog gets a small push, leading them from 45 to 37. And they get the pop once more. That is lead for Dog.
Indeed. In this last 1 minute, AC Nishi will have to be on their A game and just push back Dog as far as they can to get back that lead. And it seems like it's going in their favor, pushing back members of Dog, but it seems like Dog puts out a tactical to get them ready for AC Nichi's push.
To get them ready, and they have all specials online, and that is a wipeout for Dog. I don't know how Nichi's gonna come back from this one.
Indeed. They were so close from getting the lead, but got absolutely just destroyed by Dog, and it seems like Dog will be holding the dominant side of this game, and then not letting AC Niji take them out.
Boy, Dog is getting more points. Dude, that is a really really good but risky move. And 19 and 34 is a pretty good lead, if I say so myself.
Indeed, it seems like Dog might not be winning this game right away, with AC Nichi bringing this game into overtime. Will they get the lead back from Dog, or will Dog just shut them down in these last few seconds? And it seems like it is.
H3 comes from behind and ends the game right there.
Indeed.
That was actually really exciting. That was a really good game. Congratulations to everybody. That was really fun.
But this is a best of 3 game, so AC Nishi still has the opportunity to take back this entire set. Now moving on to
the replays.
Meko Mark zones. Indeed, it seems like AC Nishi's machine, which
did a lot of work. The machine did a lot of work.
Indeed, it seems like this Rainmaker dodged the Booyah Bomb just in time to be shut down by the other team.
I am honestly very surprised at the push at the end. It was a really smart move from Too Late for This Dog. Just silly name.
It's a silly name, but it's too late for them. This is a tournament that allows OCE people to join, and it just happens to be quite a late time for people in NA.
True. Sleep deprivation is a real problem, people.
Okay, now we're moving on to Mickey Mart Zones. So, yeah, as we said before, I love this map. It just has a lot of varied terrain that just allows people to just make flanks, hide behind certain things to dodge from attacks. But it just gives both teams quite equal playing ground, except for Tower. Tower.
I will not stand for Echo Tower's slander. I will not stand for it. As a Bamboozler main, it's peak.
I'm sorry, but it's just a map and mode that's just very vulnerable to just snowballing in the last few checkpoints. But now the game's starting. It seems like Dog has mixed up their comp as well as AC Niji both. Dog going for the pencil, having a backline, but with AC Niji still having no backline.
And the H3 is still on the team, which is a really surprising pick. And the beginning has started. Two members of Dog falling down from Niji, and they have captured the zone.
Yes, Dog has captured the zone, but it seems like two of their members get taken down by AC Niji's Zuko, but it seems like they pulled out their own Zuko in retaliation, but it's not enough to take the zone back from AC Niji, and AC Niji takes out 3 members of Dog, holding quite a dominant control over the field, and it seems like they're not letting any of Dog get out.
They're not letting them pass their spawn. But I spoke too soon. Looks like the zone turns back to Niji's side. What an interesting game.
Dog now has control of the zone, getting through the penalty, and it seems like they're on track to get the lead back from ASC Niji. But ASC Niji pulls out a Crab and Azuka in tandem to push Dog off the zone, but it seems like it has not worked at all. Not at all.
It was a failed push.
Yeah, it seems like Dog still holds the zone for long, but it seems like AC Niji managed to get the zone back.
The H3 pulled out a really strong bubbler, helping their teammates land next to the zone and gaining it back. AC has the zone, and they're starting to eat through their penalty.
AC Niji is the blue team. Dog is the orange team.
What?
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry.
And it seems like Dog pulls out a very strong triple against ASC Niji. And it seems like that backline pencil is doing them wonders, giving them paint and range against ASC Niji's quite frontline focused team. And it seems like it's just biting them in the back. Niji just can't really make their way out of their own base.
It's honestly...
What?
And they
Niji's the orange team. What is this?
Is this a turnaround? Is this a captured zone? Time. Yeah, I was thinking, what? And the game goes to AC.
I think
AC
Niji.
AC Niji. That's a difficult name.
I mixed the two teams this entire time. I did not look at the overlay.
The slander.
My bad.
Congratulations, Niji. Congratulations. That was honestly a really, really cool game. You think there's gonna be a reverse sweep?
It still might be a reverse sweep from ASC Niji. We're still quite early on in this set, and we still have one more game to go.
One more game.
So it's quite a toss-up between both teams. But okay, reversing everything I said in the middle of the match, yes, ASC Niji pulled out a backline which let them
To
have
victory.
quite the domination over the zone. And I hope they might have to stick with this backline if they hope to win Ink Blot Clams. And I hope Dog also tries to pull out their own backline because it seems like their short range is just not helping them so far.
That is true. That is true. But I think I am very, very impressed with both the team comps and the play. The backline really did help because H3 gets really easily over dominated by other heavier painted back and mid lines.
Indeed, indeed. But now we'll be moving on to the last game of this set, Ink Blot Clam Blitz.
Get ready for the tiebreaker, everyone! This is all or nothing.
Indeed, indeed. And it seems like Dog has opted to put in the heavy edit for just a bit more range, and it seems like AC Niji has gone without their backline, going for a full front line team.
I am very surprised for no Kraken cheese, which is I like not seeing Kraken cheese. It's annoying.
Well, Kraken cheese has been nerfed by this mid-season patch, so you will be seeing it basically not at all because you can't cheese with Kraken anymore.
Oh, I was not aware. AC Niji already has a clam and they're throwing it between each other, juggling it.
Yeah,
and also the triple strike. Senna gets some control of mid, but not really getting through.
Indeed.
And Tacticooler is out on AC Niji's team, and there goes the score, 80 points. And here comes the second ball from AC Niji. Boom, 57 points. But I think this is gonna be the end of their push.
Indeed, indeed. All of Dog have recovered, pushing Niji back into mid quite forcefully, I might add. And it seems like if they able to get their clam economy in order, they might set themselves up for a counter push against AC Niji. But it seems like AC Niji is putting up a fight in mid, not really letting Dog push further than they already have, taking 2 members out from both teams.
Yes. The mid seems to be pretty much in the Niji's side, but they have much stronger paint than the others. So I think the tides are gonna turn. Tacticooler, all specials are online and exited. If they had just one big clam, this push would have been insane. One goes down.
Indeed, they have not managed their clam economy well enough, so those specials and that push just falls on flat ears, and it seems like AC Niji will not let them recover their composure and just takes out 2 members of Dog and just having quite just the dominant control over the map, painting all of it. But it seems like Dog is trying their best to push Niji back with those tri-strikes and the tri-zuka. But it seems like Niji is just not giving up at all.
It is. Honestly, they have been pushed back, very back, and they have a clam. But all three of the members have been sent offline, so they will have to retreat back.
Indeed. Dog just can't make their way through mid long enough to get their power clam in. It seems like this Zuko and Tri-Strike is letting them make their way through mid, but AC Niji counters with their own Tri-Strike, not letting them get as close as possible, with the Carbon taking out one of Dog's members.
It is very interesting to see them fight in the middle. Now, the mid has returned back to AC Niji, and this smells like another push to me. One goes down via bomb. Specials are out. Two go down via bomb. The ink strikes are out. And the ball is in. Sent in by the NZAP.
Indeed. Oop, the
Ooh,
Carbon tries to get in the power clamp, but gets stopped. But one of their members, sharking in their bat, manages to get the power clamp in, getting AC Niji's lead even further forward. But it seems like Dog is taking this opportunity to make their way through mid. But I think the Octo shot is distracting them long enough for the rest of AC Niji to recover, but it seems like Dog manages to take out 3 members of AC Niji, making their way towards a push.
Yes, it's gonna be very. They both have a pity and a clam, so and they get a wipeout. One clam in, and I'm expecting the pity to come in soon. There it is, 58, 59.
Ooh. But the thing is, it seems like their Carbon has another thing to say, taking out one member and letting for the rest of AC Nichi to take out Dog, and it seems like this will be AC Nichi's game.
And they had to throw in that last power clam just to rub it in. Very interesting and very amazing plays coming from AC Niji's part. Very good. Congratulations, everybody.
Indeed. AC Nichi will now be moving on to the next round, while Dog moves into the loser bracket.
Both of them did do an amazing job, though. The push was ended by the Carbon nearly instantly. It was thrilling.
Indeed, AC Niji, despite not having a backline, just comes in with this absolute aggression against Dog, and Dog just could not handle any of AC Niji's just overall aggressiveness. And just, I think if they timed their specials just a little bit better, they may have made their way towards the basket a little bit earlier, and maybe this would have gone in their favor. But no, AC Niji gets the win.
The brute force that AC Niji gave in this match was incredible. I also think that if there was a little bit more coordination with the specials, and if there was a little bit better, they were a little bit better at managing their clam economy, this would have been a much more close game.
Indeed. Now this will be the end of the first set, so I think we'll be going into a small break while we set up for the next round. So I'll see you just a little bit later.
See you, everybody. See you in a bit.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Blue Ring Rumble 8. We now come back with you in this game with Coach and the Flops versus ASC Niji. We have seen what ASC Niji has been able to offer in the last round, but will they be able to handle Coach and the Flops? Coach and the Flops is just a team of OCE players that I and the OCE scene are quite familiar with.
Well, sadly, I'm uncultured and haven't heard of them before. But I am sure they're gonna make a wonderful first impression.
Indeed, they're quite a prominent team in the OCE scene, being made of quite skilled individuals, some of which won Div 6 in the last Ludi season, in which I commentated that game.
Really? That is really impressive.
Yeah, I commentated their final grand finale match.
So you do have a history together, don't you?
Yeah, I'm friends with some of them, so I want to root for them to win, but AC Niji has shown themselves to be quite the challenge to play against, so I'm gonna be interested in just seeing what they will do.
I can imagine that the following match is gonna be riveting. And here it begins! AC Niji versus...
Coach and the Flops.
Woo, let's begin! The comps are very interesting. Pulling up with the Dynamo Roller from Koji and the Flops, the Dynamo and the sword. I don't remember the name of the sword right now. Brain fart.
Latana Stamper Nouveau.
This Latana Stamper Nouveau. I've never seen a Dynamo Roller in a competitive match like this before, and it seems like it's working. With 3 down, Tacticaler up, and the tower moving.
Yeah, this opening was seeming quite into AC Nishi's trip, but it seems like Coach and the Flops managed to take back the early beginning of the game, getting past the first checkpoint and taking out 2 members of AC Nishi. And I'm just overall surprised by this comp as well, because some of these weapons are not the regular weapons I know these players to be playing, but it seems like it's working out somehow.
Yes, it's a very interesting and new comp, and I think that AC Niji might not be able... Ooh, that was a triple from the Trizuka coming from AC Niji, stopping the push on its tracks.
Yeah, it seems like this was your first case of the commentator's curse. It seems like you were saying it was not going to go in the favor of AC Niji, and they get off a Zuka triple, and it seems like they make it their way towards the first checkpoint, but it seems like Coach and the Flops get 2 of their members get taken out. I was gonna say they were going to stop the AC Niji from getting the lead, but it seems like AC Niji is going to get the lead right now.
AC Niji seems to be unstoppable right at the second checkpoint, but the only one alive on the field was the Blaster, and they were pushed back, stopping the push. Now, Koji and the Flops are getting back control of mid. Let's see what happens next.
The AC Niji was stopped in their tracks by Jelly. Jelly is quite the up-and-coming player in the OC scene, and even like the wider Western scene, because he's becoming quite well known for just his great mechanics.
I can see it. Very impressive. And the tower has begun to move for the favor of Toji and the Flops. But the Dynamo riding the tower was killed. They pop Crab trying to get some more control, but the Crab gets killed and ends the special early by the Blaster.
Indeed, but it seems like AC Niji did not do their proper observation, because it seems like they let themselves get distracted by Rigby the Spartana Stamper, allowing Koji and the Flops to come back, but it seems like they managed to deal with Koji and the Flops quite well. They got 3 members and are now making their way towards back into, but it seems like Jelly comes in from behind, distracting 3 members of AC Niji, giving Coach and the rest of the flops time to come back and get back into mid.
That was a wonderful shark that they managed to pull off, and the tower is moving once more. Toji and the flops has seemed to really have a good sense of a strong and coordinated push, and the Chaizuka is out, getting 1 kill, 2 members from each side alive. But right as they were about to get the lead, they are stopped. Never mind. Toji and the flop gets the lead.
Indeed, but at quite a great cost with 2 members going out, only a 2-point lead. AC Niji can just pull out their overall aggressive playstyle we've seen from the last round and just force the lead back into their own hands, but it seems like it's not going to be that case of coaching the flops, taking out 2 members of AC Niji, but also in return having 3 of their members get taken out.
Yes. They haven't started the push yet. Never mind. The tower just began to move with 1 special online, getting sure to push them back into their plat. Now
it seems
the
like
cooler is out, but the tower is half stopped. I'm not sure. I think they're gonna surprise us.
It seems like Kojin the Flops pull out a direct Zuka with the crab going out from Tiger. It seems like Kojin the Flops will get that win.
With a wipeout at the end. Very impressive. Good job, everybody. Wonderful match.
Indeed, AC Niji had the opportunity to take back the lead in those last few seconds, but I think their desperation just narrow-minded their view because they just kept charging for the tower to get those last 2 points on the table. But it seems like that just gave Kojin the Flops the opportunity to kill them one after the other.
Would be, if I was in their place, I'd be extremely desperate too. A 2-point lead? That was an insane play from Toji and the Flops.
Indeed. But nope, this is a best of 5 game. We still have about 3 or 4 games left for either side to get the win of this round. And since, we will now be moving on to Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. Any opinions on this map?
Let's be polite. As a mid to backline Bamboozler player, no, I don't have anything good to say. I'm sorry.
Indeed.
I'm a hater.
Humpback Pump Track just does not leave midlines and backlines of all the best spots to just attack from, because it's overall bumping and favors those who can easily move around its terrain.
Yes. It has a lot of ups and downs and slopes. So for more range area of effect weapons, like a slosher maybe, or a blaster, this could be their dream play park.
Indeed, AC Niji tends to focus towards more frontline weapons, and it seems like this might, favor their overall aggressive play. But also, Coach and the Flops have also pulled out frontline weapons and also AoE weapons, so this could easily be their game.
It will be decided now, and the game has begun. And the game has begun. We have a very interesting comp with the Neo 50, the second 52 gal, which is an interesting choice since the screen won't do them much good. They have already taken lead from the first checkpoint. The first checkpoint is taken by Toji and the Flops, but AC Niji throws their tri-strikes, and the Rainmaker is returned back to mid.
Indeed, but it seems like Coach and the Flops are not letting their Rainmaker being reset to deter them at all, with Jelly keeping AC Niji busy at all in that choke point, allowing for the rest of the Coach and the Flops to come back and get the Rainmaker. But it seems like the well-placed strike by AC Niji manages to take out Rigby, the Rainmaker bearer.
Well, and ends their push completely. Now they are fighting in mid. Both of them are losing a member. Never mind. Toji and the Flops lost 3 members, leaving only the ends up alive. Trizuka is activated, and the Rainmaker is on the move.
And it seems like the Rainmaker manages to get the checkpoint with the 52 pulling out the screen to try and distract AC Niji, but it seems like AC Niji will not be deterred, trying to make their way through the choke point and get the lead. But it seems like Coach and the Flops are doing their best with their bombs to stop them, but it seems like it was not good enough, with AC Niji forcing their way through the choke point and getting the lead, taking out most of Coach and the Flops to get even more of a lead, leaving them at 19 points.
That wipeout was insane. Getting wipeout after wipeout. First, Toji and the Flops wiped. Now AC Niji wiped, and the counter push has begun. They are activating all of their specials at once, making sure to push back, getting another wipeout. This will give Toji and the Flops the win. Congratulations.
Game. Indeed, that was quite the quick counter push from Coach and the Flops. We're getting wiped out, losing the lead, and then immediately, the second they get their opportunity, they just moved as quick as possible, not letting AC Niji get any of their bearings together and just get the right out knockout.
And then just running with it, just the speed, the nimbleness, the coordination of those specials. It was beautiful to see, honestly. It was beautiful. Congratulations. Evangelion reference.
Indeed. Coach and the Flops have shown themselves just overall have even more aggressive plays than AC Niji, outplaying them in their own game. But no, AC Niji did get the lead in most of that game. And Coach and the Flops just took the opportunity of any weakness AC Niji shown to just take back everything. So if AC Niji manages to just block Coach and the Flops' overall aggressiveness, they might take the game. In this next game, Splat Zone's Marlin Airport. I don't really have quite the strong opinion of this map in the slightest. It's not really a map I play often, and I don't think I've ever played it in comp at all.
Well, I was about to say the same thing, that I've barely touched the map. I've only managed to catch it in rotations in Clan Blitz. But here, we are gonna see their game, which is cool.
Indeed, this is matched point for Coach and the Flops. Only one more game to win, but this is AC Niji's potential chance to go for a reverse sweep, and it seems like they're pulling out the pencil once again. So this might be their opportunity to win.
Yes, well, both of them have pulled a pencil, and the crab is already out, helping them stay back. But the zone is half captured. It returns back to AC Niji and back to Toji and the Flops. They throw out all of theirs. They throw out the tri-strikes, and 3 from AC Niji fall completely flat.
Indeed, indeed. It was an all-out brawl for the zone in mid, but it seems like Coach and the Flops overall better aggressive play is overwhelming ASC Niji, not letting them out of their base in the slightest. They can't even make their way towards the zone, but it seems like my words once again have been commentated cursed, with AC Niji making their way out from their base, taking out 3 members of Coach and the Flops and taking back the zone.
Absolutely incredible play from Asiniji, making sure to keep back. They have Cooler activated, and there goes Trizuka, trying to scare them back, to push them away just so they can eat away at their lead.
Indeed, but it seems like AC Niji will not let the zone be captured by Coach and the Flops. They're counting down towards even more of their penalty to try and get the lead from Coach and the Flops, but it seems like Coach and the Flops manages to eke out the zone and push back AC Niji.
Well, indeed. They've been AC Niji has been pushed all the way back to their base, fighting within their the spawn. If Tacticooler is completely online, and so is the Crab, trying to get the push, but the penalty that Koji and the Flops had has been completely gone, and the points are ticking backwards.
Indeed. Once again, Coach and the Flops just being so aggressive, overwhelming AC Niji, and it seems like they might not have the opportunity to get the zone back. With only a few points left, this seems to be Coach and the Flops win with a knockout.
Congratulations! And the Flops. It was an absolutely insane game. Watching the coordination and the aggressiveness, the overwhelming jump that they were jumped. Especially at the end. It was a wonderful game. Congratulations.
Yeah, AC Niji was just absolutely jumped by every single member of Coach and the Flops, just overwhelmed them over and over again.
Yes. Well, it was insane watching Jelly walk on that ledge, swim on that ledge, and just barely dodge the suction bomb. It was a really good showcase of great movement skills. It was a great game.
Indeed. But AC Niji will now be moving onto the losers bracket, while Coach and the Flops will now be moving into the semi-finals of Blue Ring Rumble number 8. Finals?
Well, finals?
Finals? I'm looking at the wrong bracket. Indeed. The voice on high above have said they are moving into finals.
That is insane. Good job, Toji and the Flops. Koji. I'm stupid. Koji.
Yeah.
Not Toji.
Anyways, this will be our chance to go into a small break before moving on to the next round. So we'll see you a little bit
in just
in the future.
Goodbye for now.
Welcome back to Blue Ring Rumble number 8. We're here presenting the Coach and the Flops versus What'll Do games. These are two teams I'm actually quite familiar with, Coach and the Flops. Well, What'll Do is composed of members of the team who've played in this tournament before. Members from a team of Lob and oh god, what's the other team's name? I've got the other team's name, but names like Hime Dayo and Crisis are teams you might have heard before in Blue Ring Rumble.
I am
Saturn.
I'm not familiar with any of these teams. I'm so sorry, but I'm so sure they're gonna do amazing for real.
Alright, the voice in the mic has told me that the other team, I forgot the name of, was Saturn, which was a team that was quite strong in Ocean Inc. Series Div 1.
If you guys didn't know, every commentator has like a little voice in their head that corrects them when they do something wrong.
Yeah, indeed. We have brain implants that tell us everything.
A microchip.
Indeed. So Coach and the Flops and What'll Do will be duking it out to move into the grand finals with the first mega finals, minus finals. All right. We'll now be starting the game. We'll now be starting the game in Rainmaker Undertow Spillway. We just recently got some map reworks.
Yes. And I think the rework is a little bit better than Wahoo Pole. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Honestly, I wish every map had a Wahoo Pole.
Honest.
Indeed. Now we'll be moving into the game with both teams duking it out for mid. Coach and the Flop and What'll Do just fighting it over and over again, but it seems like What'll Do are making their way a bit further forward than Coach and the Flop, and it seems like it will bite them in the back, with two of their members going down, a full-on wipeout, allowing Coach and the Flop to have a smooth sail towards the checkpoint.
Ooh, very impressive and an amazing opening. The Inkjet is online, and it's pushing back. What'll he do? It's pushing them back, making them helping Koji and the Flops get a bigger lead. But the Rainmaker walked into the bubbler and got eliminated.
Indeed, but it seems like they're not going out with a fight, with Koji and the Flops pushing back What'll Do from pushing them out. It seems like the Roller is doing their hardest to push back Jelly from doing his job, destroying two members of What'll Do. And it seems like Koji and the Flops have not been pushed back in the slightest.
Yes, the push still remains. They are still very much intact. But I think I jinxed it. They were pushed completely back. I jinxed it. They were pushed back into mid.
Indeed, What'll Do makes the way. Indeed, What'll Do makes their way through mid, taking out two members of Coach and the Flops. With the Rainmaker finally being reset, it seems like that reset might delay their push just a bit long enough for Coach and the Flop to be ready with a strong defense, with an Inkjet and the Zuka going out, not letting the Rainmaker get close at all, taking them out.
Thus, the Hammer's going strong, taking one down in the pit. The fight continues in mid. 3 down from What'll Do. And their push is officially over, stopping the Rainmaker and killing 3 of Coach and the Flops.
But it seems like the Rainmaker popping again, and not anyone picking up the Rainmaker might bite them in the back, with Coach and the Flops slowly but surely making their way out of their own base, with only the Roller really pushing far forward. And it seems like the Roller is being kept busy by Coach the ballpoint, but it seems like I jinxed it and they managed to get the checkpoint.
Yes, the pressure is still very much on. The inkjet is online, and the roller is pushed back. The stamp gets completely annihilated by the inkjet, and the Rainmaker resets.
Indeed, with that reset, Coach and the Flops are slowly making their way back into mid, pushing back Waddle Doo, but it seems like Waddle Doo takes out another member of Coach and the Flops, leaving them with a 3v3, with Jelly taking out another member, taking out 3 members of Waddle Doo. This is Coach and the Flops' opportunity to try and get an even bigger lead, but it seems like no one's really picking up the Rainmaker just yet. Oh my god, I just said it.
We are being jinxed. They are listening. And they're doing it on purpose. The fight is still very much on. 2 down from Waddle Doo. And Tiger pushing in. Trying to keep them on an arm's length. Everybody is back in mid. And the special gets cancelled completely by Koj.
I think Waddle Doo is focusing a little too much on Coach and the Flops front line, because the second they get a little too comfortable taking out some of their front lines, Coach is there with her ballpoint, taking them out right away. But just so that Coach gets taken out by a stamp, with Waddle Doo slowly making their way through Coach and the Flops' field, picking up the Rainmaker and potentially getting the lead in the last few seconds.
Getting the lead? And they had
the Rainmaker.
Overtime.
Yep, they managed to get into overtime, but got cornered by all of Coach and the Flops' bombs and the Killer Whale 5.1, with the first game going towards Coach and the Flops.
The ballpoint action, Jelly's unbelievably good combat skills just pushed them incredibly far. It was such an interesting game to watch. It was a beautiful match.
Indeed, it was a constant back and forth on who had the Rainmaker, but it seems like Waddle Doo just weren't as coordinated as Coach and the Flops, and just one team member out of coordination allowed Coach to pick them off and allow the rest of their team members to take out the other 3 members.
It was really interesting. That inkjet did so much damage to everything around it. The precision it took, the coordination, it was beautiful.
Yeah, Coach has been playing ballpoint ever since it came into meta many patches ago. Even when it is no longer in meta, Coach's strength on the weapon shows itself, allowing them to be quite an integral part of the team despite the bigger focus on pencil.
Ballpoint is a beautiful weapon, honestly. It's so versatile, and it's such a straight-up amazing main weapon. And in the hands of somebody like Coach, it's gonna do really hard damage.
Indeed. Now we'll be moving on to Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. Any opinions on this map?
To be completely honest with you, I'm like 100% neutral. I don't hate
neutral?
it. I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's like, nah, who cares?
I think my own feelings for this map are quite similar as well, because it is quite a cramped map overall, with a lot of its overall space being that underground section that just allows for quite surprising flanks. But in Splat Zones, a lot of the focus just ends up being on the zone that takes up a lot of the map.
Yes, it does happen. That's what happens most of the time. But let's see if it happens on this match. And the game has begun. Let's see the comps. The OG Nautilus with a pencil. Very interesting from Coach of the Flops. Waddle Doo coming in with I think the same comp as before, if I'm correct.
Indeed, you are.
They are fighting it in the middle, with Jelly being already taken down and Waddle Doo taking control of the zone, keeping it painted and going down with the points. Even though specials are activated, rain, and the Trizuka, everything is still painted and intact. Only one member was alive, and it was the Viper, bringing back, ending their push at the 70.
Indeed. Coach and the Flops managed to get the zone back from Waddle Doo, but it seems like they pull out the Zooks to try and take out one measly member, ignoring the rest of the zone. But it seems like the roller from Waddle Doo, Hime manages to push back some of the front lines of Coach and the Flops, allowing the rest of her team to get the zone.
The one bobble, blubbler, the one bobble, the bubble. I'm so sorry, brain fart. The bubble from Whittle Doo was really good, and that is, I think, what helped them get this, get the lead. I'm so sorry. I'm choking on my tongue.
Indeed, the bubble is just an overall just movement stopper with how narrow the way out of base is, allowing the role to play towards their best potential. But it seems like Coach and the Flops managed to have the zone going through the penalty, slowly whittling down their points and potentially slowly getting the lead from Waddle, and it seems like they do with Coach on the Nautilus painting the zone, not letting Waddle take it at all. But it seems like once again my commentator's curse has popped up once again, with Azuka taking out two members of Coach and the Flops, with the zone going back to Waddle Doo.
He is starting to drain up, while Waddle Doo has pushed Koji and the Flops back into their base. The special is activated and the stamp gets one, and the lead goes back to Waddle Doo.
Indeed, it seems like a quite sticky situation for Coach and the Flops, kind of cracking beneath the overall aggression Waddle Doo is employing, and it seems like they're just trapping Coach and the Flops in their spawn. With only a few seconds left, it seems like they're going to get the knockout.
Congratulations! Waddle Doo got the knockout, keeping Koji and the Flops completely stuck in their base for a good 15 seconds of the last 15 seconds of the match.
Indeed. Coach and the Flops was usually the more aggressive team in that last game, but it seems like the overall cramped terrain played more into Waddle Doo's favor, allowing their roller and Splatana Viper to just be a lot more forceful and push them back. And somewhere on the line, Coach and the Flops messed up a little too much, trapping them and giving the win to Waddle Doo. But this is just the first two games. Both teams need to reach 3 wins to win the set, and right now it's quite even.
It's gonna be a fight of tooth and nail. They are very evenly matched. I think these two teams are neck and neck with both of their skill, coordination, and specials. They are neck to neck.
Now we'll be moving on to Scorch Gorge Clams. In my opinion, one of the better Scorch Gorge variations, because Scorch Gorge is not the best map in my opinion overall.
It's the best Scorch Gorge variation. The best. The only time I've actually had fun playing Scorch Gorge was in Clam Blitz.
Indeed. With zones being a little too cumbersome to play around, with just a big block in the middle of the zone with very little ground to really paint. I hate those kind of maps with just a big block in the middle of the zone, but it seems like my championship will stop there, with us moving now into the actual game, with Coach Coach and the Flops pulling out a little variation on their last comp, with Coach going back on the bucket, while Waddle Doo stays on the same comp.
They stayed in the exact same comp, which gave them the last game. Coach and the Flops already has a clam ready for them, and the drinks are out. So is the Tryzuka trying to get a pick, but actually failing. 3 members of Coach and the Flops completely crumble under the weight of the aggression that Waddle Doo is presenting, and boom! Power clam in!
And it seems like that strike from Coach and the Flops did not deter Waddle Doo at all from moving their way towards the basket, keeping the basket still open with 3 clams. But this is still Coach and the Flops' opportunity to push them out while they look for clams, and it seems like it will push them out with the basket kind of going down and them retreating just a little bit further back.
Yes. Now it's the time for Coach and the Flops to regain mid, regain their paint and their movement. Well, it would be if 2 of them didn't go down. If the roller is going in and really strong, pushing them really back, sharing clams with each other, and another power clam is shot up, giving them another boost in points. The bubbler gives them another good. It gives them coverage so they can regroup and get more clams inside.
Indeed, but it seems like, just as you say that, 3 members of Waddle Doo get taken out by Coach and the Flops, but Coach and the Flops do not have much clams in their economy to really start making a push. It seems like they are, with setting up a power clam, getting the power clam in, taking out 1 member of Waddle Doo, but it seems like it backfired on them, with Waddle Doo taking out 2 of their members, pushing them out just a bit further back. The stream's lagging, so I can't tell what's going on, but I think Waddle Doo has 2 of their members taken out.
Coach of the Flops managed to get 2 power clams inside Waddle Doo's basket, and now they are returning to the endless battle in the mid. 2 members of Coach and the Flops are down, and their economy is poor. Sorry, brain fart. The roller has a good amount of clams and forms a power clam, letting another shot, increasing the difference between Waddle Doo's and Coach and the Flops' lead. Waddle Doo only has one member.
Despite that,
go ahead. It's fine.
Indeed, but it seems like Waddle Doo's push backfired on them, giving Coach and the Flops the opportunity to make their way through mid and set themselves up for a potential push with Tiger. With Tiger having the power clam and taking out a few members of Waddle Doo, this is their chance to get a power clam in and try and take back the lead from Waddle Doo.
And here comes the second power clam, immediately landing in the basket, giving Coach and the Flops a 4-point lead, which isn't much, but looking at the time, I am not sure if Waddle Doo will be able to counter that.
Oh, do not say that a little too early, because it seems like Waddle Doo just managed to take out 1 member of Coach and the Flops, are slowly pushing their way through towards the basket with that Zuka, because all they need is to put that power clam in, and they will get the lead back, and it seems like they will getting the lead back from Coach and the Flops.
They're about to hit this knockout with 1 point left. What'll do? And boom, knockout. I am so sorry, Whittle Do, that I underestimated you. Congratulations!
Indeed. What'll do seems to be on a roll after winning that game, allowing their overall aggressive playstyle to just fully bloom. And Coach and the Flops just can't do much to stop them.
They really cannot. That last push, that bubbler right on the correct spot, made their push, from what I could tell, nearly impossible to stop with the small amount of time they had left on their hands. It was insane to watch. Good job, everybody.
Yes. Now, this will be match point for What'll Do, with Coach and the Flops having to get back 2 more games to even try and win this round. It's going
Honestly,
to be quite
I
difficult
believe
for
in them.
Coach and the
Oh, sorry,
I
go
believe
ahead.
in them too. It's going to be quite the difficult uphill battle to win the next 2 games, but these two map modes are quite overall even, giving both teams the opportunity to win.
They are pretty even map modes. The next is gonna be Tower on... sorry, I keep forgetting the name.
Fish Market.
On Hagglefish
Hagglefish
Market. Which... I am a Tower Princess, okay? I am a Tower Princess. I love Tower Control. So I am biased, but I think this is a cute map mode. This is a cute map mode.
Indeed,
What do you
It's
think?
a map mode that quite favors overall charges just due to the overall position of the 2 transparent tents. So we might see like both teams try and pull out a pencil potentially, but it seems like what'll do has not changed that comp at all. So I think they're going to be sticking to the same thing. So I think Coach and the Flops will need to adjust their comp to better go against what'll do.
You know what they say, if it's not broke, then don't fix it. I am very excited to see I'm hoping that we see some more charger play now on this map mode. It's gonna be really helpful for whichever team has the charger. I'm excited to see how this goes on. And now the game begins.
Indeed, match point for Waddle Dee. This is their chance to take the entire set, but just the beginning for Coach and the Flops to try and get a counter. I forgot the thing. Anyways, we will now be starting the game with both teams slowly making their way towards mid. Coach and the Flops opting to be a bit more spread out than What'll do.
That is such a fun name. What'll do. And here they are. The fight in the mid has begun. My predictions were wrong, and we don't see a single charger from either side. Coach returning back to her signature of ballpoint splatling. 2 are down from each team, and Koji and the Flops has already gone on the tower, getting them 7 points. It's a good start.
But it seems like those 7 points won't be lasting long with What'll do slowly making their way into mid. Just as I say that, they have 2 of their members taking out, with Coach and the Flops pushing them back, getting even more of a lead, slowly making their way towards the first checkpoint.
Yes, and here is the first checkpoint. The aggression that is needed to push them back will be massive. And the specials are all online, both Cooler and Trizuka. But their push is stopped on What'll do, and they have been pushed back to mid and a little bit behind mid.
Indeed, indeed. It seems like Coach and the Flops are slowly being pushed back into their own base, letting Waddle Do make their way towards the first checkpoint. With 2 members down on Coach and the Flops, it seems like Waddle Doo's ball is slowly rolling towards their favor, allowing them to be even more aggressive and potentially get through that first checkpoint.
Yes, then the bubbler will make sure that they get that lead. Now here they are at the second checkpoint, 2 down. 2 down, and the tower is slowly inching back towards mid. The push seems to be over, but Waddle Doo is completely full of surprises, so don't take my word for it.
Indeed, it seems like that roll for mid goes in the favor of Waddle Doo, taking out 2 members of Coach and the Flops. It seems like this might be another Robo Ramen Zones moment with Waddle Doo being so aggressive, and once they get that flow going, it seems like there's no stopping them. And just as I say that, 2 of their members go down. 3 of their members get taken out by Coach and the Flops. This is their opportunity to reverse the positions and get the lead back from Waddle Doo.
And 2 members of Waddle Doo fall, giving Waddle Doo giving Koji and the Flops some space to regroup and push the tower further. Trizuka and Inkjet were online, but Inkjet gets cut short. The tower keeps moving forward, taking the lead for Coach and the Flops.
Indeed. Coach's Inkjet just seems to be quite the oppressive force that just controls the movement of Waddle Doo, not allowing them to take the positions they need to be very, very aggressive. With the last few seconds left, they need to go. They need to be locked in and just focus on being even more aggressive against Coach and the Flops to try and take back the lead.
All of the specials were used at once in a coordinated effort to keep Waddle Doo as far from the tower as possible. From each team, 1 is down, 2 is down from Waddle Doo, and they are being pushed back into. Never mind, the swiper went for a last-ditch effort to go ride the tower, but got stopped in its tracks. And Waddle Doo gets overtime. Got overtime. Congratulations, everyone!
Indeed, the game goes towards Coach and the Flops, leaving them at a tie. The next game will be we'll now be moving into the 5th game of this best of 5, winner takes all. And it seems like both teams have an equal chance of winning this last game.
I am really excited for the all or nothing. The teams we have here, both Kaj and the Flops and Waddle Doo are incredibly competent and really strong players in their own individual spaces. Waddle Doo is incredibly aggressive and puts this amount of pressure I have not seen before. It's amazing. And Coach and the Flops has the perfect coordination, as if they have planned everything out. I am honestly really excited to see who takes the next match.
Indeed, this last game will be Rainmaker Museum del Foncino, a map that doesn't really favor either of each team's comps, because it's quite an open space with very little cover. Both teams can excel in this map, with the roller just being able to be more aggressive, just overall the flat terrain allowing them to move around more easily, with Koji's Inkjet also being quite strong here as well because there's no cover to run around to dodge the inkjet shots, and it seems like we'll now be moving on to the final match point.
The comms have not seemed to change from last game. Everyone's sticking with what they know best. And here comes the Rainmaker. Toad the Flops gets the pop first, but are unable to pick up the Rainmaker due to everybody just having so much. Never mind. What'll do?
Ooh, and an unlucky.
Absolutely.
And an unlucky Zuko for Coach and the Flops, taking out 3 members of the team, giving What'll Do the opportunity to just go on all-out offense and getting the first checkpoint, but it seems like to be backfiring with Coach and the Flops taking out them 3 members of What'll Do, pushing them out of their base and setting themselves up to get the checkpoint.
As well. Very, very interesting. It's a quick... Rainmaker is known for its quickness, but I'm not used to it being this quick. Everybody on each team is back online, and they both have a special to their disposal. Inkjet has been popped, forcing and pressing What'll Do back. Oh! And a wipeout, the lead being taken by Koji and the Flops, nearly taking the knockout with an insane lead of 7.
And it seems like this still is going into the direction towards Koji and the Flops, not having them get pushed out in the slightest. They're just contesting for the Rainmaker against What'll Do, but it seems like What'll Do are slowly picking up the momentum and pushing out Coach and the Flops, getting the Rainmaker and resetting it. But it seems like quite the poor decision to make, leaving them 2 members down, with the rest of the Coach and the Flop members just pushing What'll Do even further back.
Yes, What'll Do has 2 members down, and the special ready. The bubble is popped. The bubble is popped, and so is the Rainmaker within What'll Do's base.
I thought that was going to be the knockout moment for Coach and the Flops, but it seems like it might be the knockout moment for Coach and the Flops, as they managed to wipe out all of What'll Do, slowly making their way through their own plat. But it seems like they managed to take out the first reconnaissance team member of Coach and the Flops, allowing them to make their way back into their own plat to try and push out Coach and the Flops. It seems like an all-out brawl right now, and it seems like it's going in the favor of Coach and the Flops. But Himendayo, the ever aggressive roller, takes out the Rainmaker, but it seems like it's going to backfire once again, letting them get wiped out by Coach and the Flops, and it seems like they might get the knockout.
Yes, wipeout after wipeout for Toad and the Flops. For keeping them at an arm's length, the push is still maintained to this very specific spot. What'll Do not letting them take a single step forward, not a single point taken after 7.
Indeed, What'll Do is doing an all-out aggressive effort to not let Coach and the Flops get a single step even towards the final podium to get that knockout, and they managed to take out 2 members of Coach and the Flops, making their way back into mid and potentially get the lead from Coach and the Flops. But it seems like Coach and the Flops are readying quite a strong defense that's getting a little bit punctured by the stamp.
Yes, well, a massive push was made to 28, killing 2 of What'll Do's members, sending them all the way back to their own base. Then the mid gets taken back, and the fight keeps on.
And it seems like Coach and the Flops are not all that worried of losing their lead, being quite calm, take out 3 members of Waddle Do, and all they have to do is play more defensively. No need to be more aggressive when you have quite a big lead against the other team. They're just being defensive. All they need to do is not let Waddle Do get close to the Rainmaker, or just take him out in overtime with Coach pulling out the Inkjet. This might be it for Waddle Do. Maybe they might survive the Inkjet and get that lead, but it seems like Coach and the Flops is mounting quite a strong defense.
They are, and the Rainmaker is killed. The game end. The best of 5 going to brain fart. Going to Cod and the Flops. Congratulations! Very interesting game.
Now to winners finals, they'll now move on to the grand finals, where they will fight against the grand winner of the losers bracket.
It was such an insane play from both teams. Waddle Do just gave such a strong fight against Code and the Flops, but got overpowered by their coordination and range.
Indeed. This was the most wipeouts I've ever seen in this game. With Waddle Do just getting wiped out over and over again. I think their just all-in aggressive playstyle will just bit them in the back, because Coach and the Flops knew what to expect now and were ready to just fight back against it. And it seems like it worked in their favor.
It did work in their favor. It was just wipeout after wipeout after wipeout. But still, even though after all those losses, Whittledo was able to keep their ground. It was
the ground
insane.
just enough and try and get the lead, but they just got shut down by a well-timed Zuka by Coach and the Flops, giving the game to Coach and the Flops. And it seems like we'll be moving into a small break, so we can move into the losers bracket. Once we come back, we'll see you guys soon. Hello and welcome back to Blue Ring Rumble 8. We are now here to present the hold on. Let me
Losers
check the
finals.
team's names again. Yep, the
Waddle
losers
Doo?
finals of Fish versus
Waddle
what's their name
Doo.
again? I forgot. Waddle Doo. Indeed.
Fish. That's so funny.
Hold on. The streamer has messed up and is technically playing. They messed up. Okay, it seems like it seems like the person hosting made a little oopsie and put our streamer into their team, so we will have to reset this. Once they ready up.
Oopsie daisies.
Whoopsies.
Fish.
Anyways, let's take this opportunity to talk about the maps they will be playing.
Yes. Yes.
Losers round 3 will be having Clambless Crableg Capital, Tower Control Manta Maria, and then Rainmaker Museum Dolphonsino.
I am such a tower princess. I love Manta Maria Tower.
I don't like Manta Maria in general. I am the #1 Manta Maria hater. In fact, I hate Manta Maria.
We're gonna have a duel to the death soon. That is. We're gonna. Me and Olivi are gonna have a duel to the death. And the winner, gets to choose if Manta Maria is good or not.
Nuh-uh.
Yo-ho.
Manta Maria will always be bad, even if I lose.
I am Manta Maria's EPS soldier.
The EPS soldier?
I'm Manta Maria's EPS, the
Alright.
strongest soldier.
Alright. And it seems like the teams are finally correct. Oh, let's use this time to talk about crab leg clams. We've already said before that we don't really like crab leg, but I think crab leg clams is one of its a bit more better variations.
It's slightly tolerable, I guess. I am a crab leg hater though. I am a crab leg slanderer, and I don't know. I don't like any map. I don't like any mode on this map.
Yeah, I think clams on crab leg is just a bit more bearable because you don't have to end up using a lot more of its terrain, because the way into the basket is quite straightforward, and really only having one way to get in is that ramp towards the basket. I think that just it shows what's best about some of these clam maps where you have just a lot more easier time of just moving around the map, and potentially sometimes if there's a flank, that's even better for clams maps.
I think it's a terrible thing that there's only like one route to the basket. It makes the game. Oh, sorry, I smacked my microphone. It makes the way into the actual clam repetitive and predictable. But we will see if it's gonna be predictable or not, because the game has started. Get ready, everyone. Waddle Doo
Indeed.
versus Fish.
Fish. Both teams have the chance of facing Coach and the Flops in the grand finals. A revenge match for Waddle Doo and an underdog story for Fish. Both teams are seemingly duking out for mid, with Waddle Doo slowly making their way even further forward and pushing back Fish, keeping them busy, taking out 2 members of the team. Once they get their clam economy in order, they can make a push for the goal before Fish can really stop them.
Yes, they Fish is all Waddle Doo is. Wait, I'm so confused. Yeah, Waddle Doo is already right in Fish's face, having completely wiped them. in having their specials activated, their clams on right, and they got a nice 68 lead. And now the fight returns back to mid, where the two teams are gonna duke it out to see who gets the second push.
Yeah, but it seems like Fish, it's going in their favor with them having most of the control over the map, taking out two members of Waddle Doo. This is their opportunity to make a push, and it seems like the Tri-Strikes are going out, pushing back Waddle Doo. And it seems like this is their chance to get the Power Clam into the basket, but it seems like they're not seizing the opportunity, getting pushed back and being a little too hesitant to really approach Waddle Doo.
I would be hesitant too, but that hesitation doesn't last long, and they push in and get in the Power Clam, missing the second, just by a little, and their push stops there, helping Waddle Doo get complete control of mid once more, pushing them back into their base.
It must sting for Fish to be so close to getting the lead, but just barely getting it, getting shut down by Waddle Doo. But it seems like this is their chance to push back Waddle Doo with the Lunar Blaster, taking out the roller and then taking out another member of Waddle Doo, but it seems like they go a little too distracted, allowing Waddle Doo to get the Power Clam in. But was that really a smart decision for Waddle Doo? Because they just basically gave Fish a free Power Clam.
Out actually moving forward their penalty or their points. One, the Luna Blaster is gone, and the pencil has the Power Clam on. They die. I need to stop jinxing these poor people. The fight in mid keeps going. 2 people down for Fish, 1 person down from Waddle Doo.
And it seems like they're just all duking out in mid. Not one team really making a headway. But just as I said that, it seems like Waddle Doo are already making their way for a second push. Again, the Power Clam in once again, getting themselves even further forward of a lead against Fish. But it seems like it won't be lasting long with 2 of their members getting taken out. This is Fish's opportunity to push them back and set themselves up for a counter push, because they seem to have 2 fat balls they can get in to get the lead back. But I think they got a little too ahead of themselves and get 3 of the members taken out.
Yes, and they do not manage to get neither of their fat balls inside the inside the clam. And the 1 minute mark is and we're started the 1 minute mark. Fish is in their base, trying to get control of mid, trying to get some sort of leverage, an opportunity to push in and get the balls inside the basket.
It seems like Waddle Doo is not letting them have that opportunity to even get towards their basket, pushing them back, trapping them in their own base. Fish tries to pull out a Tri-Strike to push back Waddle Doo, but it seems like it's not working, with Waddle Doo getting another Power Clam into Fish's basket. This might be light for Fish.
With 3 seconds left, and Fish having Power Clams at the ready, the overtime goes to them.
They are forcing an overtime, but there's not a lot of overtime time left. With a desperate Tri-Strike and Stamper combo, they managed to get a Power Clam in, but at the...
Oh!
What was that? Did they get the lead? They managed
to
get the lead.
Second.
Yeah, very much the last few seconds. Very, very close. And it seems like Fish managed to get the win.
That was insane. If you looked closely, you would see that only one person from Fish was alive, and they only had a single clam to their disposal. They managed to get in, finish off everything they started, and get that fat win. That was incredible. That was incredible.
That was incredible. I did not expect that to happen at all. Like just the last few seconds, I thought it was game for Fish, but they just somehow managed to sneak things in, despite not really getting much headway through most of the game.
It's a common saying, women love me and fish fear me. That is not true for Waddle Dee. Fish do not fear them. Fish do not fear them. And this is the moment playing on
what does it mean? What does this saying mean? I don't get it.
It's not a saying. It's like a copy pasta. Oh, women love me and fish fear me.
Well, this will be a match point for Fish. Will they be the underdogs who somehow make it all the way to grand finals, or will Waddle get the reverse sweep and get their revenge match against Coj and the Flops?
I keep saying the same thing over and over, but I'm simply flabbergasted at just the nimbleness and the quick call to action that Fish had at the last second of overtime to get the game back into their hands. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I think it was their desperate play just like working out, but overall for that entire game they were just getting manhandled by Waddle. So will Fish be able to just play a bit better and be a bit more careful in their plays in this next game, or will Waddle overwhelm them?
We are about
we'll see now
to find
in the
out.
beginning of this match point game.
On one hand, we have Waddle and the other hand, we have Fish. Waddle stays the same to their very specific values, and I think Fish has done the same.
Indeed. I think the only thing has changed is the bucket on the side of Fish. And it seems like they're doing an all-out brawl in mid once again, taking out one member each on either side. No one's really given way to either team to really make it in, but it seems like the Roller is going for a sneaky flank, taking out two.
Oh.
Two members of Fish, allowing where the rest of Waddle to get onto tower.
They've got 10 points to their name and have pushed Fish back. The fight in mid has continued with only one person alive from Fish. The pencil of the Wiper is in their face, keeping them back, distracting them as they just as they just passed the first checkpoint.
Indeed. Once Waddle gets the ball rolling, it's really hard to stop them in their place, with the range blaster trying to stop the tower and managing to distract to one member of Fish, taking them out. But it seems like Waddle still manages to be a little bit of a cockroaches and getting back on the tower, making their way in, with the Luna taking out two members of Waddle, shutting down their push.
And as you said it, like bugs, they come in, they take what they need, and they scramble. Fish managed to take out three members of Waddle, stopping their push at 51, riding the tower for themselves. The Luna Blaster taking out the Stamper and claiming as much ground as they possibly can. Tri-strikes flying everywhere, but the tower staying in its place.
Indeed. Indeed, now Fish now mounting their own push, going for the first checkpoint and making their way really far into Waddle Doo's turf. And now they're making their way towards the second checkpoint, but they get shut down with 2 of their members taken out. But it seems like Fish in return take out 2 of Waddle Doo's members. It seems like the Bucket is doing a one-man show, is keeping everybody in Waddle Doo busy, taking out 2 of their members, allowing the rest of Fish to come back from respawning.
And they come back from the dead, coming in to take back the mid and ride the tower to victory. The cooler is out, and the Lunar Blaster is on a flank, trying to scare and push them back, but honestly not failing and forcing the pencil to ride the tower. Everybody
But the thing is, the pencil gave jumps for all the respawning members of Fish, allowing their push to continue on despite seemingly getting stopped, and they managed to get the lead going through the second checkpoint, making their way towards the last checkpoint. But it seems like they get shut down by Himedayo, the roller. But it seems like Fish is just doing so well, taking out 3 members of Waddle Doo. Their push will not be stopping at all. Waddle Doo cannot shut them down.
Has full control over both the tower and the surrounding area with an amazing lead of 13 and counting. 10.
Indeed. With the last few points left, it seems like Waddle Doo and Fish are duking it out for the tower, but it seems like Waddle Doo managed to shut down Fish's return, and it seems like they're making their way back into mid and potentially get the lead back from Fish. But it's going to be quite hard with how strong of a play Fish had. Waddle Doo will have to be in their A game to even get as close as a knockout.
Yes, the only option Waddle Doo at this moment has is a knockout due to Fish's insane push. The Viper is going into every nick and cranny, but the push is stopped right on its tracks, giving Fish the game.
Indeed. Fish having such strong control over the just overall game for so long. So even when Waddle Doo managed to stop them, they only had a few seconds left and overtime to even get the lead back. And by then, Fish had already won. They had their specials to push Waddle Doo off the tower and win overtime. And that will be Fish's win from the set, and they will now be moving on to grand finals and facing Coach and the Flops. The underdog managed to get the opportunity to fight the Titans, David and Goliath. So we hope Fish has a chance against Coach and the Flops.
Who doesn't love a good underdog story? Honestly. Congratulations, Fish.
And will be our Mrs. and I's last game we're commentating before we move on to the second set. So we'll now be moving into break. But before that, I will just plug my Twitter. Follow me on @K_Olivia on Twitter, and sometimes for little funny hee hee ha ha tweets, and sometimes the occasional stream, which I haven't been streaming for a while, but I might.
We believe in you. We believe in you. That you can stream. I'll be there.
Indeed. Do you have anything to promote yourself?
Yes, I am here to plug my Tumblr. I know, ew, I'm a freak. Go follow me on Tumblr at Autopoot. Remember that the O is a 0 because the original name was taken. Very sad.
Indeed. This will be us signing off and handing over the reins to the next 2 commentators. So we will see. You will see the next grand finals later tonight.
Have a good one, everyone, and remember to keep it fresh. Stay fresh.
G'day everyone and welcome back to Blue Ring Rumble number 8. I'm Lily Gravy Bread and I'm here with Pat. How you going,
Hey,
Pat? We're gonna be
I'm-
bringing you the grand finals.
Yeah, it's time for grand finals of Blue Ring Rumble, and we only have 2 teams left. It's Coach and the Flops on winner's side. Meanwhile, Fish got back from losers bracket, beating their demons and What'll Do. But now it's grand finals. Only one set left, or maybe 2 if Fish is able to get the upset.
Yeah, okay, this will be a very interesting upset if they do manage to lock in and take this set off Coach and the Flops. They'd have to do it in the bracket reset, however. The reason I say it's particularly interesting is because Coach and the Flops had a very, very close 3-2 victory in winners finals before we streamed the losers finals earlier on in the tournament to the team that Fish had just beat in losers finals as well. What'll Do, that is. So Coach and the Flops and Fish are just the final 2 teams battling it out. As you mentioned, Coach and the Flops have been on a fantastic streak in winners brackets so far, having a pretty clean victory in their first set. But we are going right into the grand final Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi Resort right now. Let's have a look at these loadouts.
Typical loadout for Fish. You know, Coach and the Flops, I didn't see their game, but here they go with a pencil of their own and a Splatana Stamper. That's pretty nice opening on Mahi. Any kind of weapon can work, and having that crab tank with a Stamper is so good, honestly. Right now, both teams just looking at each other, trying to get in acing, just lunging in, and whoa! Fish just getting all the splats, Lily.
Yeah, Fish have got such a dominant show of force early on in the game within the first 30 seconds. Jelly trying to kind of push them out a little bit with that whale here, but they are still one player down with their Stamper, which you mentioned is, I think going to be a fantastic weapon if you can get your crab tank up and onto the other team's snipe area. However, it does look like perhaps these strikes are going to be just continuing Fish's lead, forcing Rigby into a very tricky situation, pinching them dead like that. But Coach and the Flop says this time it ticks down. I'm just wondering if they have what it takes. They need to charge their specials quickly in order to break back in.
Coach and the Flops have not managed to really get back onto the zone, but right now with 3 down onto Fish, they should get the zone. Finally, what a hold by Fish, but Coach and the Flops finally in the game, finally in control, making points, and in zones you can always come back.
Yeah, that's the great thing about zones, isn't it? It definitely comes down to your ability to fight as a team, pretty much more than any other mode. We're seeing 2 fantastic Zuka shots from Polly getting those crucial picks to allow them back in, and we can see how much they've already painted up, just slowing down any kind of retake from Coach and the Flops. And that retake has been pretty slow and steady the first time they ever tried to do that, and being able to kind of like pick off enough plays at a time to hold them back, I think it's just been working out extremely well for Fish at the moment. It looks like they're just going to be depleting this these penalty points before Coach and Flops can even touch the zone, but maybe this particular can help them back.
Yeah, and with the crab tank deployed, Coach and the Flops really need to paint as much as they can. There's 2 down onto Fish again. Coach and the Flops able to drop, able to get to the zone, paint it, just stay in the game, but they need more than applying penalty onto Fish if they want to win this game. We're halfway through the game, and Fish has a 60 points lead right now. Coach and the Flops, though, they're not done. They have control over the zone, control over all of mid. It's on Fish to find a way in.
Absolutely, and I think Polyzuka's followed up by not only the strikes, but also acing on the Lunar Blaster with the Stamper there, just forcing those jumps back out, is going to make it a pretty easy ride back into the middle of the map here. Of course, it's just going to be a matter of like whittling down these penalty points once again. We're seeing Rigby once again, the crab tank kind of coming out. This is how they've been able to retake before. Tiger trying to find some picks and how allowing them back in, but acing is getting a triple once again. This isn't even the first triple we've seen from them on stream so far. So they're definitely providing these openings laying out the front for their team to come back in as well. I feel like everything is just kind of locked in really well for Fish at the moment, and Coach and the Flops are kind of like steadily moving back in, allowing their points to go down and not allowing Fish to take the KO, but it's really going to take a lot of effort, I think, to get players like Acing out of the front line in order to give them a little bit of breathing room here.
Yeah, and right now, Fish looking to get rid of their penalty. Coach and the Flops don't have much time if they want to get back in the game, if they want to attack that killer well is going to deny the ledge camp, and that allows two from Coach and the Flops to drop down onto the zone, collapse onto it, but oh, they get the wipeout. They need to paint the zone. Okay, they get it. And now they can, in that last minute, maybe get the combat. Tiger is deep into the spawn, getting one, getting two, getting a third! Whoa, Tiger is just flipping the game upside down, and now the Flops are on their way to maybe get a huge comebacks. All they need to do is hold for 20 more seconds, and they should get that lead.
Yeah, that lead is within arm's reach at the moment, but with those 3 plays once again going down on the side of Fish, it does seem that they aren't going to have too much trouble getting that. They just need to make sure that their fighting game is strong here. And we saw how Tiger was able to get those 3 picks earlier. She's got some incredible mechanics. Here comes the lead, and they are going for the knockout right now, even before the game ends. I felt my breath leaving my lungs, being sucked out as I saw that timer just kind of pause. The game kind of like reality just kind of suspended in midair at that point, thinking, oh no, is the other team going to be able to come back in once again? Because they had such a dominant map control throughout so much of that game as well. Fish certainly did. They were just able to swim around really easily, and the way players like Polly here with the Zukas, the way Acing was able to get those triples as well. And also the other thing I want to point out from Fish is they're playing pretty much the standard bucket, V-shot, pencil, plus like free choice, anything goes weapon, which we've been seeing win tournaments such as Area Cup. That's pretty much one of the meta weapon comps, if anything, at the moment. It's kind of like standard to see those kind of comps win tournaments. And I think as we saw how those specials were able to come out and just retake the zone so quickly on the side of Fish, strikes are going to be always so useful. One of the fun weapon choices, I think, is the Lunar Blaster, which isn't something that I tend to see very often. But on this map, I think it kind of makes sense. It's a small map, it's got a short range, and if you're a player like Acing who knows that you just kind of have to charge in, get a lot of quick picks, camp under those ledges, and know that you're in good positions to kind of like cause mayhem with the Ultra Stamp, you can get a lot of value out of it. And Acing was getting a lot of value out of that for Fish throughout a lot of the game as well, which I think was just like one of those things that allowed Fish to have those openings just to make sure they were playing objective, make sure they had the map painted up for themselves, and just make it very difficult for Coach and the Flops to actually move back in. But move back in they did. They did win that match, mind you.
Yeah, and like it's the double-edged sword of the Lunar Blaster and of any weapon that's like that people are not used to fight against. It's, yeah, people are not used to fight you, but once they figure you out and once they find the flaws in your game, they can exploit it. And Coach and the Flops, they took their time, and the second they were able to just adapt to what Fish was doing, the second they were able to really set themselves in place and take the ground, it was just not going well for Fish. Coach and the Flops got the comeback, kept the zone, and got the KO in the nick of time. So yeah, I'm getting information that the wrong map was selected, so we have to wait a little bit more for game number 2. But yeah, game number 2 is about to come.
Yeah, game number 2. Actually, I created the map pool. What is it? It's definitely Clam Blitz on Inkblot, right? I can't even remember what I wrote down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Clam Blitz, Inkblot Art Academy. Oh my god, we're gonna see the Lunar Blaster come out again, aren't we? This is just like another great map for that weapon. Great map mode. Of course, you got those ledges which you're gonna be camping under. This is one where those AoE weapons are absolutely gonna be popping off. Not only do you have on the side of Fish the Lunar Blaster, which is gonna be getting the kind of value we got in the previous match, but also the bucket, which is going to be clearing out those stacks, providing strikes as well, which can allow clams to kind of very, very quickly move in and score up the ramp, like directly in front of it. The other thing as well is I kind of think that with all of these things meshing together, Fish I don't know, they might be taking this game here. I know that Coach and the Flops has got some incredible fighting power with their shooters in particular, but if Fish manages to play to their specials, play to what each of their members are really strong at, I think this particular game will go really well for them.
Yeah, there's like, again, any game could go strong, and this is a good map for buckets and blasters, which Fish are bringing to the table, which Fish are able to have. And we saw Fish dominate for most of the game in zones. We saw them have the back and forth. Coach and the Flops, they got one push. Fish got like several, got much more control. If they're able to use that to take more clams, to get more in, and to just, seal the deal earlier, things could happen. No comp change on the side of Fish. And okay, we replace the Stamper by a Splash. That's a different crab weapon for Coach and the Flops.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be just them playing to their strengths as shooter players as well. Crab, of course, nice supportive special, able to hold areas, and it already looks like one player. Acing has gone down. It looks like they know which is the problem players for them, for Coach and the Flops here. And they're trying to get a few people out of those tricky corners as well, just to make sure that behind the stack is clear, just so they can set up the crab tank. Getting a great pick on Acing. This is the second time Acing's gone down in far.
Yeah, and that's the life of an aggro frontliner for you. Right now, Fish are getting some control over mid. They have the players, they have yet to paint, but they have a Super Clam at the ring. That Super Clam is threatening to get in, and look at that. All of Coach and the Flop are in their spawn, looking to defend that basket, deny that push. The strikes are not enough to really keep Coach and the Flops from doing anything, but right now, Fish, they only have 2 players left. Acing still using the Ultra Strength to get in. Gets one, but gets punished for it. Coach and the Flops getting back that mid from that exchange.
Yeah, Rigby's been constantly going to the same stack to be able to get those supportive crab tanks out. Hopefully they're able to kind of move in with it. We can see how much they've kind of painted up on Fish's plat, but not quite enough to actually move up with the basket. Hopefully, I believe that's Jelly's Whale could just displace them enough to continue their presence at the very least. Followed up by this Zuka. That's going to be 2 players down, but the splash has gone down as well. That's Rigby out of the game. Let's see if they can actually get this power clam in, because it's still going to be a struggle, I think, as Fish has kind of retaken mid. Coach and the Flops might just have to sit back a bit and reconsider their options for now.
Both teams just looking at each other. Fish lets someone from Coach and the Flop just get into this basket area, but that didn't last that long, and we're still back to the fight for mid. Both teams looking to get away in, looking to get some control, but both teams pretty even right now.
Yeah, this has been a very even game so far. No scores at all, but all these fights just tend to end in some kind of stalemate where everyone respawning, coming back in, just trying to gain control of mid once again. And Rigby taking the stacks, providing the crab tanks, those 2 players going down, and another one. This could exactly be where they want to be able to move in, but unfortunately, it's just Acing with the Ultra Stamp, getting those 3. That's going to be forcing them once again back into the respawn, back into that stalemate, back into that neutral game before they can actually get any headway.
Yeah, the second one team gets an advantage, they get punished for it. But as I say, that Fish just got a delayed wipe. Coach of the Flops are making that Super Clam, opening that basket, This is first points from them. We have 2 minutes left in the game and 20 points have been scored. But Coach and the Flops are going to score more. They're still under the basket, around that basket with Jelly getting that very, very strong position with the wall. But it's just Jelly right now. Jelly just surviving, delaying as much as possible. 65 isn't that much, but with a minute and a half left, this could be our only push of the game, Lily.
It could be, and I've got to say that's some classic Jelly positioning, especially with the 52 gallon. The value you can get out of it up in bats like that, just to cause that distraction, just to be a massive pain in the neck for Fish. Do Fish even have necks? Maybe pain in the fins. Anyway, speaking of fins, they're going to have to be swinging back very quickly in order to get anything done if they want to take his lead back off Koji and the Flops right now. They don't want to be the ones flopping at the bottom of the boat, but it does look like with these strikes and the Zuka and 2 players having gone down on the side of Koji and the Flops, make that 3. This looks like the perfect opportunity for them to make a score of their own.
Yeah, Fish scoring, and they have a few clams on their own. They only need 1 more. They don't have it. Okay, the super clam is jumping in and is going in the basket. Fish getting the lead by 20 points. Coach of the Flops, though, they got a wipeout out of it, and they're already under the basket. They already have a super clam activated. All they need to do now is get that push, get in. That super clam would be enough to get the lead back right away. They only have 20 seconds to get in, and with the cooler, they're under the basket. It's just Rigby, though. Fish getting the punish right now, but they do need to do the exact same, and they have 10 seconds to get back that lead. They're going to need a big push for that.
Absolutely. It might even just be coming down to these individual pop-off plays by players like Jelly. They're getting a jump in, so this could definitely be an opportunity for them to at least get something happening in overtime. And they do actually manage to get that final climb in overtime as well. Everything just kind of got set up perfectly. We saw Jelly. I want to point out how Jelly was kind of playing towards the end as well, making sure that the presence on that plant, making sure they not only had the jump coming in, but the wall to protect it as well. And also Jelly popping the killer whale at crucial moments to kind of displace where Penny was, which would have been a very, very like powerful Zuka position from them leading into those last 30 seconds or so, where Koji and Flops were desperately trying to find an opening back in. There were those moments like that where those kind of like displacement tools, those ways to kind of get those players to jump back in while also being a very aggro player, also like with the amazing survivability skills as well. I think that has kind of helped all the, and also the timing of that team to be able to make all those like very, like so many decisions in so few seconds to get that lead. It just kind of worked out for them in the end, I think.
Yeah, and Coach on the Flops with push after push, clams after clam, getting back into the game and getting the 2-0 against Fish right now. Coach on the Flops looking to just sealing the deal. They don't want no bracket reset. They don't even want to gain 4. They just want to run away with it. And they are going to need to do it on Tower Control on the Hagglefish Market. That's a classic map. But that's also that's good for Blaster. I mean, that's Tower Control for you. So we'll see if Fish is able to get some momentum. They were not so far behind. They were so close to keeping that lead. And Fish, they only need to do a few things a bit better, and they should get the game. But Coach on the Flops right now, they look invincible.
Yeah, it does feel like Koji and the Flops kind of have plot armor at the moment regarding how they've been winning both of these games. Like as Fish has had such a dominant show of force, or at least there's been like that slight advantage that Fish had in the previous game after so much like even stalemate fight that we've been seeing so far. So I think it also does come down to, well, Fish, they know that they have what it takes to beat Koji and the Flops, but will Koji and the Flops' luck run out? Is it luck? I don't think that's fair to say it's luck. They just make like the right decisions at very crucial moments. Let's see what things change here. It does look like Rigby's actually going to play T-Tech for the strikes, of course. Very useful for this mode.
Yeah, strike's always good to shut down the tower whenever you need it. Fish activating the cooler already. Both teams just getting in for the fights. The fights are not going well for Fish. Coach and the Flops are going to get the first push, already bringing the tower forward on, with Tiger and Jelly in there, just getting the fights. This is tower at the first checkpoint.
Yeah, this is after you get to this checkpoint, it is going to be kind of a difficult game to start pushing it further forwards because you have to worry about anyone who might be up under that tent there. You might have to constantly worry about Zukas as well if you are there yourself. And with those two players going down from the side of Coach and the Flops, this is going to be the tower kind of moving back into the neutral position. And Tiger might actually be trying to find some isolated players to get picks on them. Does look like the bucket on Fish does go down, but they do have specials at the ready to try and make something. Oh, but as I say that, Rigby's just going to be cancelling that Ultra Stat Pat.
Yeah. It's like Coach and the Flops have Fish's number. They know, okay, that Luna, we're shutting it down. We're shutting everything down. Coach and the Flops keeping that control over mid, that control over the tower. They don't have the first checkpoint, but if they keep that kind of lock onto the game, they don't need to move the tower forward. They have everything all in control right now.
Absolutely. They need to be able to get acing out of the... Well, as they get acing out, they're going to be getting that wipeout off the top of that. Jelly's trying to get that classic Jelly position there, getting into their plat area and getting the wall out as well. That's just going to make it that much more dangerous for them to drop down and try to win any fights against them. The Zuka coming out just to try and force back their pencil. Things are going absolutely swimmingly for Coach and the Flops. Now there's definitely no flopping around on the bottom of the boat here for them. But question is Fish going to be able to swim their way out of this?
Yes! Yes, they get the wipeout. They get some breathing, Lily. And
these fish can bite. That's what I reckon. These fish can bite.
Yeah, the Fish are back into the game, back into mid, but they still need to get some control before moving forward. The strikes from Coach and the Flops are stopping things. Right now, they just need to hold a bit, but Fish at least are able to step on the tower. Halfway through the game, they're making their first point, but they pay dearly for it. It's just acing, sharking in the corner. They don't know acings here, but all acings will be able to do is just get a few splats, stop the push. Oh, that's an opening, that's one, that's two, that's three for acing. Okay, never mind. Never mind, Fish are back into the game, but now they need to get a push. They need to get it on the tower, and they're getting to the checkpoint, but the pencil is already down, Lily.
Yeah, and I loved seeing Acing Shark there. I saw that Acing on. Acing's got their special ready. As soon as that tower kind of moves around that corner, they're gonna pop that. They're gonna get like some kind of triple. Doesn't look like, unfortunately for Fish, they were able to make any move off the back of that. As Coach and the Flops has very quickly asserted their dominance once again. This is almost like the reversal of what we saw in the first game here. But those three players going down, I do think Fish might be able to get some headway finally if they can move back into mid quickly enough.
Yeah, they need to move, but Coach and the Flops are already back in the fight. And these mid-fights have always been in favor of the Flops so far. That's been so tough for Fish, and Fish still struggling to win these fights on the flat ground. Right now, Fish is still struggling, and Coach and the Flops cleaning up, pushing the tower again. There's 1 minute left. Coach and the Flop are getting the push. They don't even need that push, but they're still applying that pressure.
Yeah, they're just a constant threat to Fish at the moment, Coach and the Flops. I gotta say that one thing that I saw Coach and the Flops do extremely well is play off the back of Jelly's whales. I know I mentioned Jelly's whales in the previous game as well, but seeing Tiger being able to follow up on that and just get those stray win against those stray members on the other team, it just means that they're able to consistently keep up their presence and always keep Fish on the back foot. However, Fish no longer on the back foot was able to get a few more points, but they have kind of been wiped, a soft wipe on them at the moment in these few seconds. It does look like Coach and the Flops with these strikes coming out just to confirm the tower. They are going to be taking this set for themselves. They're going to be bringing it home and winning Blue Ring Rumble number 8.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach and the Flops. They get it in a dominating fashion. That's a 3-0 for you. And in that last game, Fish didn't know what to do, had no comeback, no answer to what the Flops were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. This was actually the wipeout that I thought, okay, well, these fish are probably going to be able to make some kind of comeback. But one of the things that is different about this mode to the other ones that we saw throughout this set is that the tower has a rate of movement. It has a set rate of movement. You can't just kind of move up as an entire team and kind of fight like you can in Clan Blitz, like you can in Splat Zones necessarily. You constantly have to make sure that you're pretty steady with how you move up and take control of the map. And both teams have been playing pretty steadily to the extent that they know exactly which areas of the map to control at which time. The thing is, I think Coach and the Flops, they have always been able to very quickly take those very aggressive positions early before Fish has been able to react, especially in this match. And towards the end of the Clan Blitz match, that's something that I definitely saw from them as well. And I do believe that's kind of how they managed to win the Splat Zones game too. It just comes down to the fact that they were able to get into those positions sooner than Fish were pretty much able to react, where Fish throughout most of their pushes were very steady, were making sure they had enough room to swim around, so they had that kind of advantage where they can continue their presence for a longer amount of time.
Yeah, it's really Coach and the Flops just staying in the game, maintaining themselves on the map, where Fish were constantly losing players, with like letting Coach have the ground, and Coach really showing what they can do, getting the title, being your Blue Ring Rumble number 8 champions. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Congratulations to Coach and the Flops, and also congrats to Fish for coming in second place as well. Definitely a strong show of force, and it's fantastic to see some of our international friends play in Blue Ring Rumble as well. In any case, that's it from us. I'm Lily Gravybird, and I'm here with Pat. Where can the good people of the internet find you?
Well, Lily, it's written on your screen right now. It's Pat or Tom on Twitter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And Lily, plug yourself. Where can we find you?
Well, as you mentioned, it's also like right under my avatar right there. At Lily Gravybread on Twitter and Twitch. That's where you can find me, either posting some of my thoughts on Twitter or sometimes streaming on Twitch as well. And also, I want to give a massive thank you and shout out to Jerine for being awake at the most ridiculous time of the night. We've got representative here from OC, from EU, and from NA. So thank you for everyone at Dapple Productions for making this possible as well. This has been Blue Ring Rumble, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.